Chapter 17. The Queen of Karma and Lost Causes. The moment I arrived at the orange wheel, another grand veil of silk shielded me from the beautiful woman standing on the other side.
"Hello, sweet man,"
she said.
"Ready for the principle of cause and effect?"
I rubbed my eyes as I studied her magnificence. She was naked, with beautiful curves glistening in front of the orange light. "Who are you?"
"Just a thrifting queen."
She laughed and exposed her raw heart. My jaw dropped, following her wherever she went. This energy was like a gravitational pull that my body craved. Drawn to the vibrating halo around her head, this magnetic intensity seemed to hum, and so I found my eyes fixated on her buzz like a tiny puppy waiting for this woman's treat. Now an energetic sensation grew inside me when she led me through dangling orange silk covering the giant inner wheel. Arriving at a long ginger-colored sofa, she lay prone on her stomach, with the back of her bottom exposed before she nestled her chin between her palms to gaze up at me. Her eyes wouldn't look away, and neither could I.
"Don't get too attached to me. There's a few of us, you know."
She giggled. "But I just want you." Begging, biting my lips, there wasn't another thought in my head when I got down on all fours to crawl closer to this woman.
"Are you my little puppy dog?"
she asked. I nodded.
"You do anything for me."
"Of course." Raising my hands in prayer toward her, I thought about touching her body, and those lips, oh my.
"That's what they all say."
Then she got up to walk through the mist of energy that seemed to be equally attached to her. I ran to her side and fell beside her feet, taking hold of her ankles.
"Relax, I'm just getting an apple. Make yourself at home,"
she said. Crawling on my hands and knees back to the sofa, I was tripping over my own paws when I waited before her like a tamed werewolf. How was I making such a fool of myself? Oh, good goddess, what am I doing?
"You're fine, baby,"
she said. After taking a bite of the apple, she grabbed a vine of grapes hanging from the basket above and tossed me one when the grapes started glowing. Her touch alone ignited this fruit, and it carried the same energy of her aura. I ate it, and the nourishment was the most delicious thing I ever tasted. Even I began to emit light. Anything she wanted from me, I would gladly hand it over to her.
"You like the taste of my fruit?"
she asked. I nodded my head. "May I have more?"
"Do you remember the last time I let you taste it?"
she asked. The last time? I wondered. But I'd never seen her before this. I would have remembered. I'm sure of it. She was so magnificent, bubbly, and pure. Why, I would know if we'd met before.
"So you forgot?"
she asked. "When?" I began to cry when a tear dripped over her cheek. Now tears poured out of my eyes. She was so disappointed, and somehow I let her down without knowing how. Oh, how terrible was I! I could feel something awful rising up from within me as it squeezed my soul in agony.
"So you don't remember the last time you hurt me?"
she said. The energy in my body gave out. All that magnetism disappeared when I collapsed into a ball. Squeezing my knees into the fetal position, I felt more vulnerable than I'd ever been before. "No, I'd never hurt you. How could I hurt someone as perfect as you?" Lying at her feet, I was ashamed of my actions, and now I could feel the sorrow of my past mistakes as I hid from her eyes. Her stare was like a sword, cutting away my lies, but I couldn't remember anything, and just a single glance reminded me I was certainly guilty of betraying this woman. But how? I hadn't a clue. All I knew was that she was right, and that I was wrong. For this woman was the truth, and she held the love I'd been missing all along. But I didn't mean to.
"Yes, you did. Don't lie. But I'm still going to forgive you like I always do,"
said the goddess. Another tear ran down her cheek when I wept even worse. Crying like a newborn, I couldn't bear the shame. Terrible pain erupted from my body when I began to tremble. Oh, I could feel the pain I caused her, like a spear piercing my heart. Oh, what had I done? Tell me what I did. Please tell me so I can make it right.
"But you keep forgetting, baby. And every time you come back telling me you'll never hurt me again. Are you going to remember this time? Promise me you won't forget how our love is sacred,"
said the goddess, looking through my soul. I surrendered to this woman. There was nothing I could do but beg forgiveness for the rest of eternity. Ever since I arrived at the orange wheel, I knew she was different, and whatever she said I had done, I accepted all my sins as part of her truth. Agony poured out from me because I caused her heart to break. and only now could I feel the consequences of my actions. Surely there was a time when I failed to honor this orange light within her, a time when I was weak and lost, but now I was reunited with her radiant soul, and I could see the truth. Peering up, I saw the memories floating above her, and I could see all the times I failed to love. Life after life, I could see where I forgot how sacred it was. Of course it was my own fault. It was me who was responsible. There was no way of escaping it either, nowhere to run. I was guilty, and it had torn our relationship apart. The more I looked at her, the more I felt compassionate love welcoming me back. If you go slow, maybe you can teach me. I'll listen, and I promise I'll do my best. If you show me the way, then maybe I can remember, I begged.
Oh, you said that last time too,
she said. Oh, good goddess, if only she could remind me who she really was. And now I was freed from my delusions and back at home with her. Yes, this queen was my home, and I would do anything to please her soul.
But don't worry, my love. It's almost impossible to remember the truth. Once you're given a body, the senses seem to overwhelm the soul, and that's why I'll always forgive you, said the goddess. She leaned forward and kissed me. The tears jumped away. Life is so hard, and I'll never stop believing in what you can do. No matter what happens, I will always love you, said the goddess. She was pure love, and so I brought my hands together in prayer, looking into her eyes. Please, my goddess, remind me who you are. I am the Orange One, the forgiver of all karma, as I feel the truth of every mistake. Whatever hurt is done, I feel it first, and I welcome it in my loving embrace. Honoring each mistake, I recognize it as an opportunity to grow. By the principle of cause and effect, there is nothing I don't know. I am there to guide you past this pain. I will help you transmute hardships into love. And the reason I feel everything so deeply is because I am gentle as a dove. Forgiving all souls no matter what happens, forgiveness allows us to find our way. And even if some paths are not honorable, my love will never lead you astray, said the goddess of karma. Oh, I was crying on the inside, but joy was ready to embrace her. Drowning in my sorrows for all my past mistakes, how could I feel worthy to make up for my failures? Teach me and I will learn, I promised her. I'll do anything to spread your love. She nodded, and so we disappeared behind another veil. White Sanskrit markings were dyed onto the cloth in various patterns, with the most noticeable marking being the sacred Om. Please don't make me wait forever. I never want to hurt you again. Surely my past life was a great test, and looking back, I knew there were times when I had lied, stolen, or sinned in ways I could not fathom, but today was the day I finally had enough. The reason we can't remember our past lives is because we're supposed to let them go, and I know what you can do if you want to make it up to me, she giggled. Come here, I don't bite. Now let me hold you, said the Orange One. Nestling in her bosom, I listened to her heartbeat. Electric tingles vibrated through me when pure bliss spread into my senses. Her touch alone was magic. She was uncorrupted kindness, the softest compassion, and the mere proximity to her heart brought me into a state of bountiful ecstasy. How could you forgive someone like me? Why would you ever trust me again? Because love doesn't know anything else. I choose love over everything, because I want to be kind no matter what the circumstance of the past held. Every moment is a gift, and that's why I want to show you this. She exposed her raw heart, and within her chest was a golden pentacle. The glowing jewel was the essence of the entire universe. All the light, love, and purity she embodied had been stored in this jewel, hidden in the depths of her heart center. This pentacle was everything, and if only I had one of my own, then I could heal the pain I caused her. Oh, I would do anything to please her. You've lost your heart, and that's why I'm going to help you find it, she said. Of course, my goddess. Tell me where it is, and I will bring it to you. I'm so sorry for anything I've done. Stop apologizing, will ya? Once you find your heart, you'll feel all better, she said, smiling. Finding the heart is the only way to heal the soul. This new adventure is a healing path that makes your spirit whole. I nodded. Yes, my love. Each soul is like a towel, and through life it gets dirty. It's just the normal wear and tear of a good day's work. That's what the journey is all about. We're all called to do great work. First you have to find the jewel. Then you have to polish it just right. Once you get it clean and refreshed, the pentacle of the heart will guide you to all that is right,
she said. Of course I will do the work. Let me serve you by cleansing my own soul. I will honor the love of your light so my spirit can become whole. Let me make up for the times I failed you. Love is the only way in which I'll proceed. And once I find the pentacle of the heart, I'll come back here and we'll have everything we need. Then I'll stay with you forever. There isn't anything I won't do. Tell me everything you desire, and I'll be sure to please you.
Believe me, there is plenty you can do to satisfy me.
She began to blush.
But I need you to be here now.
Her hands moved lower, just below her navel, while her hands covered the sacred space above her pelvis.
I live in the second chakra, this orange wheel, and I brought you here to remember that every life is a sacred gift. Only when we are honest with ourselves can we learn to be honest with others. Be honest with your own spirit, and then you can be honest with me,
said the goddess. I waited in the moment because I could feel a great shift coming. She prepared me for something, like a release. And why was she stalling? Was there some bad news I missed? What is it, my goddess? Why do you bite your tongue? It is my duty to stay here with you. Don't make me go back to another body. Maybe I was sick before.
Do you think you're sick? Because if you don't find the heart's jewel, then we haven't healed anything,
she asked. I looked within my own soul, and there my heart was empty. Is there medicine I can take? Will that help cure me?
There is no shame in taking medicine. Earth holds plenty of cures that may help with the worst feelings, and I encourage anyone who is suffering to seek out the right therapy, guidance, and medication to assist in their healing.
Then I'll take medicine. Is that what I need?
Maybe you do, or maybe you don't. But the real cure is finding the treasure of the heart. Know that I will always be within you, and today is the day you start. And if you ever get lost, then just look for something you love. Out of all the emotions ever created, there is nothing that stands above love,
said the goddess. Her smile pressed against my body, and I could feel her heart opening deeper with every moment. I held her tight as the warmth of her love flooded into my spirit. Without grasping, I embraced this moment for all it was, since it was all I had left.
That's it. See, you're remembering how to let go. Now I'll teach you what the wounded forgot they already know,
said the goddess. But are you sure I can't heal if I stay with you forever? She laughed so loud that the silk began to flow with her energy. The veils around us came to life with her giggle, as if they were an extension of her mind.
You're already with me forever. That's what you keep forgetting, silly. Think of me as the garden of earth, and you're my little lily. We are never separate. Your roots are connected back into me. Love is the way the flower blooms. That's the magic waiting in every seed.
She giggled and tapped the center of my soul, where my heart was empty.
Once you open your heart, then you'll remember where I am. All you have to do is find the heart's treasure, and you'll be my most sacred man.
She took my hand and pulled my fingers inside her chest when I touched her heart. I could feel the jewel, and it was the most prized possession ever created. Unfathomable grace sent tears out from my body, but these tears were not sadness, but rather a release of immense joy that I had summoned for her. I had let go of her heart's pentacle, knowing that I would do everything in my power to find one of my own. How will I find the pentacle? How will I know if I'm going the right way?
First, you'll have to tell the truth, then love above all. And even if you're moving slowly, keep going forward, even if you have to crawl,
said the goddess. Her hand lifted the veil around the final door of the orange wheel when I saw a bright yellow sun shining far off in the distance. Between the sun and I, there was a long journey of darkness that I'd have to take to the yellow gate. Am I in heaven?
Of course you are, my love. This is heaven because you and I are in union together. This space is the connection of our soul. It is the sacred womb of the mother. You are journeying through the inner temple, and this is the way to be freed. Look for me in all living things, and that's exactly where you'll find me,
said the goddess. I didn't want to leave her behind. The yellow sun was so far away, and the journey seemed too overwhelming, but all I wanted to do was cling to her forever. But I can't leave. I don't know if I can find the way without you. Her hand came onto her heart when she spoke.
I'm in here, within the core of who you are. Journey to find your heart, and you'll remember that love is never far,"
said the orange one. There was a block within my soul. I couldn't move, but the only way to appease my goddess was to take the journey ahead. Oh, how I'd do anything to prove how much I loved her. But what if I can't find the heart? Then what will I do?
"Do you want to know the secret?"
she whispered.
"I have the message that will guide you all the way through. No matter where the journey takes you, wherever you are called to roam, there is a secret mantra, and it goes, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. It means the universe is a jewel at the center of my lotus in the cavern of the heart. Now go into the heart's cavern, and you will find my love there."
Peering down, I began to cry, knowing that it was time to let go. For at one point in my journey, I had forsaken her, and now I would do anything to please the Queen of Pentacles. I turned away, looking back at her as she sat on her throne, holding up the pentacle in her hands. All the joy and love within her heart was the grace she had given up for each of us to feel the gift of life. Her face held a certain sadness as I departed, and it would stick with me forever. Never again would I let her down. Never again would I disappoint her love. And never again would I do anything to forget her compassion to save my soul. As I passed out of the veil of orange light, I began to hear her words whisper into my essence as I was absorbed into the endless darkness ahead. And so I heard her speak.
"I am the great sun, but you do not see me. I am your companion, but you turn away. I am the captive, but you do not free me. I am the captain, you will not obey. I am the truth, but you will not believe me. I am the city where you will not stay. I am your wife, your child, but you will leave me. I am the God to whom you will not pray. I am your counsel, but you do not hear me. I am your lover that you will betray. I am your life, but you will not name me. Seal up your soul with tears and never blame me,"
said the goddess of karma. Please, my love, you are the meaning of my life. You are the profound bliss that I crave. Oh, please, dear goddess, remind me, what is your name?
"You will feel me as the orange one, as I am the one who feels everything."
Looking back one last time, the orange goddess began to transform. Her energy transmuted into the green primordial goddess. There she was, a shapeshifter, but then a moment later, she appeared no different than the goddess of the red tent. These women were all one, all connected, and so I would do everything in my power to find the glimmering pentacle of the heart's treasure. She waved at me as I took my first step away from the edge of her orange wheel when I looked ahead and saw how dark the journey would be. This would be a long trek toward the yellow light, but somehow I knew her love would guide me. But first there was the darkness I would have to deal with.
"The whole universe is a jewel at the center of a lotus in the cavern of the heart,"
she whispered.
"Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum."
I felt my body tingle when her love touched me from afar. Her presence alone was so powerful that I could transcend the physical limits of space with the mere memory of her. And so I felt her energy spread into my body when the orange light came to hold me one more time. Walking forward, my soul began to dim when I looked into the darkness. For she was the light of the most sacred energy, and the deeper I went, the darker it got. But I was willing to do anything to bring that pentacle back home, and so I sang out through the darkness, Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Padme Hum.